Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you are watching TTV News, some latest events in the province. And now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Health has just organized an online training session with 300 reports nationwide on the guidelines for diagnosis and treatment of monkeypox and some content related to influenza A. Deputy Minister of Health Nguyễn Trường Sơn chaired the session.
The training was held amidst a sharp increase in the number of monkeypox cases worldwide, as more than 4,000 cases were confirmed in just 7 days. More than 22,000 cases have been recorded so far, of which 7 countries and territories in the Western Pacific region, including Japan, Australia, China, Taiwan, etc., have recorded 62 cases. Speaking at the training session, Deputy Minister of Health emphasized that although no cases of monkeypox had been recorded in Vietnam, but facing the epidemic spreading in many countries, the risk of the disease entering the country is very high. So it's necessary to prepare for a response. He said that in order to actively respond to monkeypox, special units need to prepare blood supplies, equipment, biological products for diagnosis and treatment. It's also necessary to strengthen training for medical staff at all levels and step up communication to raise people's awareness. The Ministry of Health is currently developing guidelines for the surveillance of monkeypox cases in Vietnam and also reactivate the border quarantine system. The ministry has developed various plans and scenarios to respond to the monkeypox in our country, including situations where the disease will spread in the community. On August 3rd, Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Tâm, Secretary of the Ninh Provincial Party Committee and Chairman of the Provincial People's Council, together with delegates of the Provincial People's Council and the City People's Council, continue to meet voters in Ward 3. Voters have reflected on a number of issues related to medical examination and treatment, waste collection, and environmental sanitation. Specifically, they said that the slow dispensing of drugs at the city medical center takes patients too much time. The traffic light system isn't operating properly, causing electricity waste, or the process of issuing e-invoice has many shortcomings. Besides, the voter of Ward 3 also proposed to handle the situation of roadside parking and food stores in the area, and completely serve the budgets of stay-out houses, so that people can soon stabilize their life.
Turn to other news. The Alliance TayNinhTVToday Cooperative Alliance on August 3rd held the meeting of the Executive Committee and reviewed its performance in the first 6 months of 2022, as well as set out direction and tasks for the next month.
The province currently has 160 cooperatives in the fields of agriculture, industry and trade, transportation, credit, and environmental sanitation, with a total of nearly 37,000 members. There are 122 cooperative groups operating in the fields of agriculture and industry handicrafts, with over 2,000 members. Some cooperatives operate effectively, contributing to the development of industries and economic restructuring towards industrialization and modernization, especially in agriculture, farmers, and rural areas. However, the operation of some cooperatives still face difficulties and limitations, partly due to being affected by the COVID-19 pandemic and internal difficulties such as capital, facilities, production technology, management level, human resources, etc. Mr. La Hữu Nghị, chairman of the Provincial Cooperative Alliance, said that in the first 6 months of the year, the Cooperative Alliance participated in the trade promotion program while implemented the credit policy from the Cooperative Development Support Fund of the province. Up to now, 36 projects have been disbursed with a total capital of over 28 billion Vietnam dong. As for the last months of the year, apart from planned activities, the Provincial Cooperative Alliance will continue to focus on implementing and building a new model of cooperatives associated with product consumption, developing and replicating advanced typical cooperatives attached to large-scale value chains. On this occasion, 4 individuals were awarded the medal for the course of the investment and planning industry, and 3 collectives received certificates of merit from the Ministry of Planning and Investment. Earlier in the afternoon of August 2nd, TayNinhTV Department of Education and Training coordinated with VNPT TayNinhTV to organize a conference to deploy information technology application between the two parties in the 2022-2023 school year. Director of the Department of Education and Training Phạm Ngọc Hải recognized VNPT TayNinhTV's contributions to the digital transformation of the education sector over the last 10 years. The two sides' cooperation activities achieved certain results in the last school year. The constantly upgraded user-friendly software has helped the school boards to timely grasp the teaching and learning of teachers and students. It's also convenient in remote management, helping the administrators to have timely plans to improve the quality of teaching and learning. At the conference, Director of the Department of Information and Communications Nguyễn Tân Đức highly appreciated the cooperation efforts between the two units. However, in order for the Digital Transformation Cooperation Program to be implemented more effectively, he suggested units to closely follow the province's digital transformation orientation, proactively find out the remaining limitations and difficulties to have a suitable development plan. Units were also required to focus on building a more complete specialized database so that the digital transformation work is accelerated and effective. In the 2022-2023 school year, the two parties will continue to develop a plan to implement cooperation contents with the education sector on the basis of strategic cooperation in telecommunications information technology, maintain and implement side cooperation programs, as well as deploying more digital transformation applications in order to meet the requirements of the computerization of teaching and learning activities of the education sector. VNPT is expected to have a separate policy on fees of services for the education sector with a total cost of nearly 900 million Việt Nam. On this occasion, the two units rewarded collectives with excellent and good achievements in IT application in teaching and learning activities in the 2021-2022 school year. The two units have also signed a cooperation agreement on information technology application between VNPT and the entire education sector in the province for the next school year.
In order to best prepare for the 2022 Davis Cup for the Asia-Pacific Region Group 3rd to be held in TayNinhTV on August 3rd, the Vietnam Tennis Federation and TayNinhTV Department of Culture, Sport and Tourism had a training session for volunteers at the tournament.
The 2022 Davis Cup for the Asia and Pacific region is taking place from August 10 to 13 at Hai Dang Tennis Club with the participation of 8 international tennis teams including Vietnam, Iran, Jordan, Malaysia, Pacific Oceania, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Syria. To support the organizers, TayNinhTV Department of Education and Training has selected 10 good English pupils, students, and teachers as volunteers to participate in the first international tournament held in TayNinhTV Province. At the training session, the Vietnam Tennis Federation and the Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism disseminated some necessary requirements for volunteers. This is a very good opportunity for volunteers to improve their communication skills in foreign languages and interact with top tennis players in Vietnam and the world. It's also an opportunity to show the readiness of the people of the TayNinhTV Province, a land with attractive tourist potential.
The audience with the slogan Female Prosecutive Officers of the TayNinhTV Province are united, dynamic, disaligned, and righty. Over the last time, a member of the Provincial Public Security Women Union had always focused on cultivating moral character and virtue, actively learning, constantly training, and striving, truly observing discipline, being active and ready to performing well professional tasks as well as social movement activity.
Apart from professional work, over the last time, the Women's Union of the Provincial Public Security and its affiliated establishments have effectively implemented emulation movements and campaigns associated with the main tasks and emulation movements of the Union. They have effectively organized movement, strengthened propaganda activities, popularized law education, prevented child abuse, and ensured traffic safety. Social charity work, returning to the roots, showing gratitude, and joining hands with the community have been organized with ever-increased scale and effectiveness, creating a pervasive power and building a close relationship between the public security forces and the people. Promoting the tradition of drinking water, remembering the source, repaying gratitude with specific actions, with profound humanistic meanings, the Provincial Public Security's Women's Union pay visits and gave gifts to policy families, people with meritorious services to the revolution, families of former leaders, retired cadres, and soldiers with difficult circumstances, and also support maintained to Vietnamese heroic models in the locality. As a member of the Women's Union of the Office of Party Affairs and Political Work, I personally participate in many activities launched by my unit and the Provincial Public Security's Women's Union, such as repaying gratitude, caring for policy families and children in difficult circumstances, Vietnamese heroic models. I think that these activities is very meaningful and deeply human, help us closer to the people. Besides, the union and its affiliated establishments are also interested in implementing many community-oriented activities, such as donating gifts to the People's Patrol Force, disadvantaged women and children in border areas, with a budget supported by the union's members and sponsors, providing medical examination and drug distribution for post-COVID treatment, giving gifts to orphans, etc. These meaningful actions have contributed to enhancing the beautiful image of people's public security soldiers in the heart of the people. It's also to cultivate a stronger and more durable solidarity between the people and the army. As the chairwoman of the Women's Union of the Office of Investigation Police Agency, I have advised the party committee and the union's leaders to organize many activities such as repaying gratitude, visiting and giving gifts to policy families, retired cadres, People's Patrol Forces, women and children in border areas. Especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, the female officers entered the epidemic center, directly participating in the fight against the pandemic, thereby contributing to beautifying the image of public security officers, especially female public security officers. All levels of the Provincial Public Security's Women's Union regularly organize many cultural and artistic interest activities to create an environment for its members to improve their spiritual life, thereby receiving certain achievements. In the coming time, the Provincial Public Security's Women's Union will closely coordinate with the party committees at all levels, grassroots party cells, party committees, to timely propose guidelines and measures to create conditions for female officers to strive. We will also continue to innovate and diversify contents and modes of operations and strive to successfully complete assigned tasks. With great efforts in professional work, actively participating in the union's movements and activities, with the spirit of solidarity and efforts to overcome difficulties, each member of the Provincial Public Security Women's Union has successfully completed all assigned tasks and highly appreciated and rewarded by all levels and branches, increasing affirming the role and position of the People's Public Security female officers in fighting work as well as keeping a healthy family.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for watching and see you next time.